Hey everyone, this is Chapter 4 of my Breaking Down the Speycast mini course. You can unlock the entire course and more for free by simply becoming an Anchored Insider at anchoredoutdoors.com/premium-insiders.
First thing you want to do is you want to look downstream and ask yourself, which side of the river am I standing on? Am I on river right or am I on river left? We're on river right. The next thing you want to do is ask yourself, which direction is the wind blowing? The third step is to look around to see if you have any obstruction on either side of you. As you can tell, on the right-hand side of me, there's virtually nothing, but lots of room for a big, beautiful D-loop. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We know that we're going to start fishing in nice and tight and close whenever we're actually fishing. Again, this is just for casting purposes though. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of my line out. On this rod, I have what we call a Scandi line. It's really important that we never have the junction point or this bit of friction. See how it even sticks there? We never want that friction in our rod tip. We always want to have it out. Now you can have it just barely hanging out if you'd like, or you can have it with what we call a little bit of overhang. You want to be careful not to have too much overhang because A, you'll have a hard time loading your rod, and B, you can end up with a bit of a hinge in your casting. And some casting experts will tell you that that is highly frowned upon. So let's compromise and fish the line as it's designed to be fished. I'm going to start by saying that there's no such thing as a Spey rod. Yes, you heard that right. There's no such thing as a Spey rod. There are two-handed rods with some suitable for Spey casting. That should be exciting for you because you should realize now that you can Spey cast on any of your rods. The Spey is a cast. The Spey can be done on your single hand rod or on your double hand rod. So with the double hand rod, your grip is especially important. If your hands are too close together, you can be prone to doing what we call chopping wood. And that is not good for anybody, including your rod. So what we want to do is just grip the rod a little bit higher, put the rod into our hip, and make sure that we still have somewhat of a bend in our elbow. Something that just feels nice and relaxed and comfortable. From here, we're going to then add our bottom hand. Now in the casting world, this is called our driver, and this is our fulcrum. So the driving hand is really important. You really want to be able, after you've made your cast, to drive it back into yourself to be able to load the rod and finalize your cast. The driving hand can be held in numerous ways. I like to hold it just about like so, just a couple fingers, so that I can kind of open my hand and pull back into myself. You can do a full grip if you'd like, but again, it can cause tendencies to really want to overpower and put too much energy into your rod. Now that we've established our grip, it's important that we establish our stance. The obvious stance for everybody is the safest one. So make sure that you've got your footing stable. Try not to be balancing on your toes on a rock somewhere. From here now, you're going to be asking yourself, am I trying to cast upstream? Am I trying to cast across from myself? Or am I trying to cast at a bit of a downward angle? For instructional purposes, I'm going to cast on a slightly downstream angle. The reason why it's important to have your feet facing where you want to cast is because it puts your entire body into alignment. Your feet align with your hips, everything aligns up into your shoulders, and then eventually even into your casting position, where you will then have your rod tip align with your line. The whole purpose is to align ourselves up in some sort of parallel direction without there being any 90-degree angles. I'll explain that as we progress.